Taking a look at movies and money, the spotlight is on South by Southwest Film Festival in Austin, Texas this week. And that is where we have film critic Erik Childress on the scene for us, joining us by phone today. Hello, Erik. Before you get to your previews, tell us what happened at the box office last weekend.
Well, for the second week in a row, we had our biggest box office take of the year, thanks in large part to the two films at the top of the list. Kung Fu Panda 4 exceeded all expectations and showed just how starved families were for options by grossing nearly $58 million, which is nearly as much as the original film opened to back in 2008. All of these films have banked $500 million globally or more, and with this one already on pace for potentially $175 million or more domestically, this could easily be joining the pack. Plus, with just an $85 million production budget, the smallest by far of the franchise, this could turn out to have one of the biggest profit margins as well. Which brings us to Dune Part 2, which I said would slide to number 2, but did not expect it to have such a favorable stay. The film dropped just 44% from its opening to gross over $46 million in its second weekend. It is now on a pace to potentially hit $250 million domestically and will be over $400 million globally this week, surpassing the grosses of Part 1. Now, Dune fans and maybe some converted moviegoers showed up to support it. That makes it one step closer to greenlighting Dune Messiah, which would be a nice change of pace for Warner Brothers from canceling things lately.
You have been enjoying South by Southwest all week. Tell us about the big premieres, including the curtain raisers you wrote about for Rotten Tomatoes.
Absolutely, Angie. The opening night film was the remake of the Patrick Swayze cult classic Roadhouse, this time with Jake Gyllenhaal taking on the role of Dalton, the principled bouncer who is hired to clean up a dive in the Florida Keys. And I think fans of the original are going to be very disappointed with this effort. While it does have a couple decent fight moments, the film is desperate to remind you of the Western homages inherent in the original, and it comes off more like Jack Reacher meets the scheme of the John Cusack movie One Crazy Summer than something that is going to be amusingly cherished over the years in the realm of unbridled machismo filmmaking. It will be on Amazon next week. Now, on the flip side of all that is the movie Babes, directed by Pamela Adlon of the show Better Things and starring Alana Glazer from Broad City. It's a comedy about two best friends, one who has her second child and then helps to guide the other through her unexpected first. We've seen countless stories of pregnancy displayed on film before, but this is definitely a keeper, with big laughs all the way through, but also a knowing eye on the central female friendship and just how unpleasant the whole experience can be, despite the miracle of life and the love that comes afterwards. Neon will open the film in theaters on May 17th.
A popular premiere at this year's festival is The Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Here's a clip of that film.
I'm the director.
We're gonna set this man on fire.
You're a stunt guy. We need to keep it super profesh.
Profesh is my middle name.
You said your middle name was Danger.
How'd we do, boss? Really?
Yeah.
Holster that.
Yeah, it's holstered. It's done. Forget. You never saw it.
The Fall Guy opens May 3rd. What's your review, Erik?
Well, I wish I had happier news to report on this front, but I found this to be probably my biggest disappointment of the trip, given my hopeful expectations. Now, for certain, both Gosling and Blunt have good chemistry, and when the film is focused on them together on screen about their fractured romantic relationship, it can be very charming and amusing. The problem is the stuff around them comes from a very undercooked screenplay about the missing movie star that Gosling's stuntman doubles for and his search to find him. Another big problem is the action scenes themselves. A movie about stunts and stuntman and a celebration about their precision needs to have some of its own. And we have seen some great action choreography and stunts as of late in films like Mission Impossible and the John Wick films, and director David Leitch often kills it with some very questionable editing. Plus, he doesn't do much for building momentum, even within the very singular stunts that should be one of the film's highlights. The film has three things that I like: Gosling, Blunt, and an action scene set to Phil Collins, but it fails to deliver the kind of fun that another 80s action TV adaptation, The A-Team, did nearly 15 years ago.
Thank you, Erik. Enjoy the festival and safe travels home.
Thank you, Angie.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.